the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right, first and foremost, I like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakach Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akims that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video be edifying first and foremost to the old folk elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And today's lesson gonna be about the retail apocalypse. All right, I got it queued up in the AI overview. All right, that I just put in, you know, how many store franchises has been closed, all right, in America. Because this is important, because you got lines of franchises that been around for centuries that's just abruptly closing. All right, retail stores we grew up on. I was looking at an article this morning which prompted this lesson on Winn-Dixie. And Winn-Dixie is like a franchise that's, I guess, is Florida based, but they have been a staple in New Orleans. All right, and, you know, I don't know if it's around Louisiana. It's like Atlanta, Publix, and you know the shopping stores where brothers would go. All right, and you know the names that they have. They're not gonna have a Winn-Dixie, you know, in Atlanta. Atlanta got Publix, so it's the franchise like that. All right, for Publix to close the Atlanta, it's like you know, a sad goodbye to a relative, all right, that you was close to. You know, I hate to use that measure, but it's like, you know, you like, man, I hate to see this leave, because we was established as kids growing up off it. You know, as it was convenient and it was cheap prices. You know, but furthermore, that's why people don't think themselves to be in a good case for a second. All right, then, like you say, hyperinflation, stagflation, amongst other things, gonna come. All right, and that's gonna make people believe. That's gonna make people understand that the times that they're in is closing. All right, he's closing the Lord is closing the avenue to food. All right, you know, you got the SNAP, people about to literally snap. All right, you got the, you know, the supplemental nutrition and something program, assistant program, that they have declared that this month they are not giving Americans, chiefly in 17 states or even more, 19, something like that, their monthly wages that they get to feed their kids now. Eve got a plethora of kids. They not only do they, you know, need that for food, and they don't have any money, but they, you know, hey, Eve sell their stamps too. You know, that's how they get some of their money, pay some of their bills, amongst other things. So it don't just affect them not eating. All right, it affect their livelihood. And Esau strategically doing this, that the people may what? Rev up. You got people in New Orleans saying, look, you know, if they don't give us our food stamps on the first, second, you know, most, I guess they come on the first, second, third, different days. You got people saying they're going to take baskets and go in there and put everything that they wouldn't normally put in there and just walk out the store. Well, we going to see. Because what if those threats make it up into the upper echelon ears that the owners of Walmart, all right, the Waltons and different people, and what if they close their stores for the month? You see? What you gonna do? You gonna break down the bars on the windows, or kick in the wooded windows? Okay, so we gonna see. But there's a retail apocalypse. Let me get in this. It says AI overview. While an exact total is difficult to pinpoint, many sources estimate that approximately 15,000 retail stores are expected to close in the U.S. in 2025. Yeah, because the tariffs, you know, is playing a major role in helping bankrupt America. All right, because now, you know, the importing is not a go. All right, so that have made trading higher, all right? And now it's upside down because the stores need to make a profit, all right? You don't trade to not make a profit, all right? Or you don't buy goods to not make a profit. So a lot of these businesses is either breaking even, all right, or going in a negative. So it's better to close and sell, all right, than to keep continually breaking even, you see, and praying for a breakthrough. But people is saying that this place is closed. You got downtown areas and a lot of buildings for lease. You could just look around, all right? So not only store retail franchises closing, big lots and among other things, there's many more, okay, that's closing their lines down. Is affecting shoppers because these places was very convenient to Jake because they was cheap, all right? And now the higher end stores are not seeing many customers because they're, the price, okay? The price tag in which they sell their goods, people just can't simply afford it, It's not that people wouldn't buy it, because if that's all they have, to purchase, people gonna get it. But people can't afford it, all right? Because the grinding is low here, right? The jobs, there's more jobs. There's more people without jobs than jobs. So even if they have jobs, people wouldn't even be able to hire. I mean, people is they're giving out interviews. When you put your ear down to brothers and different people is giving interviews out and they're not even hiring. They just giving interviews. And this facts. It's just an interview, all right, to make it look like America is stable, man. Okay, there's nothing. There's no jobs being created. There's absolutely nothing, all right, here. It says, this follows years of high closure rates. Driven by factors like the retail apocalypse and the C-19 pandemic, with 2020 seeing over 15,500 closures. Now, that was during Katrina. I mean, not Katrina, Salaki. That was when the C-19 first hit, which that 19 stand for 2019 at the end of it, going into 2020. So in the most brutal year of it, right, it closed because people couldn't access the streets. They couldn't go nowhere with strict laws in place, so people couldn't go buy anything. But, all right, that was the beginning of the end of the foreclosures, all right? And now we're at the end of the foreclosure, all right? And now it's compared to 2025 that those same amount of stores gonna close without any pandemic, without nothing going on, all right? It says, it's gonna say it here, in 2024, there were 7,325 store closures, and in 2025, closures are expected to more than double this number, according to Coresight Research. See that? All right. Let's get this down here. Why are so many stores closing in the USA, United States of America? The main factor cited in the closing of retail stores in the retail apocalypse is the shift in consumer habits towards online shopping. That's bullshit, right? Go to how many malls? It ain't just no online shopping, right? The number of malls in the U.S. fell from 1,500 2005 to about 1,150 by late 2022. Okay. Now let's look at this one. List of chains that are closing or have closed location in 2025. Let's see. Let's look at this. Let's get a look at this. 38 once popular chain stores that have shuttered locations in 2025. From retail restaurants, 2025 hasn't exactly been kind to several notable chains spread throughout the U.S. Forever 21. These are stores where women go to, all right, and could practically walk out with $100. They could walk out with damn near half the store, literally. See, arts and craft store, Party City. You know what Jay. So the Lord taking the entertainment away, because you go shop at these particular stores, all right, to get clothes, fashion. Party, the fashion of this world is passing away, man. All right, the Lord is doing that. And little food restaurants down here that we used to go to, man, the plates are so high. All right, for 15-piece chicken is $30. All right, it's $30 for one plate, and the fries are separate. You know, we know for two plates it's $50. All right. Others like Advanced Auto Parts and Dollar General, which is another one, are both closing and opening locations as they look for fresh approaches to win back customers. The thing is, when they closing, they're not reopening. Unfortunately, the closings way outnumber the openings. Here's a look at the chains closing to have closed locations. The list of chains that have closed locations or have plans to shutter stores later in 2025 continue to grow at a rapid pace. Advanced Auto Parts, which Jay go to for what? You know, to get to fix their vehicles. And it's been an uptick in broken vehicles. Demons getting on brothers' vehicles. You know, the mechanics charging super high. All right, you know, brothers doing their own mechanic work, man. It's gonna get to the point to where we're not gonna have money to do anything, right? It's at that point now. All right, it says it's more or less reshuffling the deck on this store. The company announced in 2024 bullshit to reduce the number of its properties. Closing 523 Advanced Auto Parts corporate stores, exciting 204 independent exiting 204 independent locations, closing 4 distribution centers. All right, you got chicken factories burning down here, so the food, the entertainment, the mall, all right, the health, which is Advanced Auto Parts, the Party Cities, the Forever 21, the clothes is all coming down. Amazon Fresh. Amazon Go is a convenience store with grab-and-go items. So they, as quickly as they came up with this, all right, it says the company recently announced the closing of some Amazon Fresh locations in California and Virginia after deciding the format may not have been right for those areas. Bullshit. There's no more consumerism. All right, like, you know, buying and selling is being a premium, and they're making it that way. They're putting a squeeze on buying and selling because they need to introduce this new method of it. All right, where they can control, all right, what you buy and sell. All right, through you. All right, so you become the barcode. They scan you when they get ready. You know. You know. At home, home decor and furniture retail at home. All right, just go down and pluck the Best Buy. They've been high as hell. Big Lots, as I mentioned. Business of Home. Claire's, all right, Earring Place, real cheap. Filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Cosmics, Del Taco. Restaurants are closing abruptly too. Applebee's just closed. Brother always say he just rolled by and it was closed. Dick's Sporting Goods, Dollar General, Domino's is closing locations. That'll hit different. See? The news of Domino's gonna hit different. The pizza chain plan on closing up to 205 locations in 2025. It's over with. Family Dollar already been closed. They robbed them to death. All right? 600 Family Dollar locations. All right? 370 will close. More than half. Foot Locker. See? So the fashion is passing away. Forever 21 already dead. GameStop. The entertainment is getting taken away, man. You know, let's get this, right? First Corinthians 7:31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world pass away. All right? This place is going, is already done failed, right? The hell with it passing away. Let's see something. Let me finish that in Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sounding of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up with the voice of the bird, and all that the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right, but the windows or the doors is closed on America. This is Ecclesiastes 10:18. By much slothfulness the building decayed, and through idleness of the hands the house dropped through. So the house is falling. You know, it have fell. Right? 1 Corinthians 7:30. When we get that word fashion. Yeah. Okay. And this just in 2025. See that? I'm going to start at 1 Corinthians 7:29. But I say this, brethren, the time is short. It remained that both they that have wives, bitch, do they not have none? All right, I'm just reading it down because the time is short. That's why I got this. All right. It says, and they that weep, as do they weep not. And they that rejoice, as do they rejoice not. And they that buy, as do they possess not. See? And they that use the world and not abusing it, for the fashion of this world, pass it away. All right, let's see what this word fashion says. Okay, let's see what it says. The habitious, that's comprising everything in a person which strikes the senses, the figure bearing disclosed action, manner of life. So all those things, external condition, fashion, circumstance, mode of circumstance. So this is affecting everything. See? To hold possession of the mind, all right, to keep health, all right, see that? So it's affecting everything. The fashion of this world is affecting everything. And this retail apocalypse playing a major role to it. GameStop, Goodwill, it's gonna close 13 locations. No more freebies, right? While people gonna think they self to be in a good case. Jack in the Box, J.C. Penney, Joanne, Kirkland's, Kohl's, Kroger, all right? And Kroger's a major player. Then Kroger's not here in New Orleans. It's in, I believe different places. Lumber Liquidators. These are Macy's. These are major stores Jake shop at. On the border, major stores, Party City, PNC Bank. Banks are closing. 7-Eleven. Smoky Barnes, whatever that is. TGI Fridays. UPS will be closing. Many 73 lease home buildings. No more mail. Walgreens. See that? Bojangles. So the food, the fashion, the entertainment, everything is closing. Chipotle. Hot chicken. Coffee spots. Amongst many other things, man. All right? So, this is what we have. Full closure of America. You know, this is the inside story of the rise and fall of countrywide home loans, the mortgage crisis, and the default of the American dream, man. You know? So that's pretty much the point. We're in a retail apocalypse. All right, so continue to see more things closing, more people, more jobs being lost. All right, and you know, more issues growing in America. Looking forward to the future, because the future is darkened down. All right, because the Lord is taking the fashion of this world away. So I don't want to Zada was that a font. Next time I see Shalom.